Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. WildMax1 here, bringing another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, bringing you another champion guide courtesy of my clanmate, Rocket Sauce. And today we're going to be talking about the best bomb legendary champion in all of Raid Shadow Legends. I am, of course, talking about the Force Affinity attack-based champion from the Skinwalkers faction, the Rat King himself, Gnishak Verminlord. Today I'm going to be breaking down his full kit, showing you how to build him for maximum damage, and finally doing an Arena and Doom Tower Heart showcase. So with that, let's jump right in. So Gnishak was released in December of 2022 as the Christmas Fusion, and since then has been one of the top performing champions in the arena in Raid Shadow Legends. It is absolutely still, as of the filming of this video, the Stoneskin meta in the arena. Bomb champions counter Stoneskin, so Gnishak is considered, as of the filming of this video, the best legendary bomb-based champion in the game, which makes him already automatically top of the meta in the arena. When it comes to wave-based content in PvE, he can also hold his own. So with that, let's take a look at his kit and see what makes him so good. Starting off with his A1, Pestilent Sensor. Triple hitter at random. Each hit has a 40% booking up to 50% chance of placing a bomb debuff for 2 turns. Bomb debuffs placed by this skill on enemies whose max HP is equal to or higher than 200,000 will deal double damage. So that secondary condition there is pretty much just to keep him relevant when it comes to boss damage in PvE. Or if at some point in the arena, far into the future, we have champions that just absolutely stack huge numbers of HP, he is going to completely shred them with his bombs. The fact that he can place 3 with his A1 on a 50% chance, very, very good for a bomb champion. Now for the rest of his kit, just for it to make sense, we're going to actually go and skip straight to his passive now before moving on to his A3, then his A2. So on his passive, Rat Plague, every time a bomb debuff placed by this champion detonates or is removed, and that can include cleansing, places 2 5% poison debuffs for 2 turns that are protected. So they cannot be cleansed off or removed. Guaranteed poison damage coming if bombs are removed. And that is one of the most devastating things that can happen for a bomb champion is if all the bombs are cleansed. In the arena, for example, pretty much become useless. But with the Verminlord, at least you're still getting poison damage out onto the enemy team. And with certain relics, which we'll get into in the build section, that poison damage in and of itself can be absolutely match-ending and devastating. Now moving on to his A3, this is the big bomb placer. Attacks all enemies, has a 75 booking up to 100% chance of placing 2 bombs on each target for 2 turns and then granting him an extra turn. Bomb debuffs, once again, placed on targets with max HP of 200,000 or higher are going to deal double damage. This is on a 5-turn booking down to a 4-turn cooldown. But since it's giving you an extra turn, this effectively is on a 3-turn cooldown. So 3-turn cooldown for an AoE, 2 bombs, place ability, really, really powerful. And as of the filming of this video, this is the only legendary champion that has that guaranteed extra turn after bomb placement, which can set him up for his A2. And finally, moving on to his A2, Verminlord's Command. 4-turn booking down to 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies, has a 75 booking up to 100% chance of placing a decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. That part, not really as relevant in the arena. You actually prefer if there were less debuffs going out because that's less chances of getting polymorphed. But for wave-based content and for PvE, this is really, really good. And then he also has a 100% chance, when fully booked, of decreasing the detonation cooldown of all bombs placed by his A3. So they go from a 2-turn to a 1-turn bomb, and then increases the duration of all poisons if there happen to be any on the target. And having them down to a 1-turn cooldown means that as soon as the enemy team in arena, for example, takes their turn, everybody is going to get hit by the bombs that are on them. And if Gnishak is built right, that should pretty much cause their whole team to disintegrate. And finally, taking a look at his aura, attack in all battles. No complaints here for an attack-based champion. Now, let's take a look at his total stats. For his HP, 17.1k HP, not bad for an attack-based legendary. Almost 1400 attack, not that high, but again, bomb champions are a little weird. You're not going to see very many bomb champions that have extremely high attacks going into the 1600s or close to the 1700s as you would with traditional crit damage and crit rate hitting champions. So not bad for the attack. Almost 1100 defense between the HP and the defense. He's not the squishiest champion, so it's nice to see that. Speed at 105, very respectable. I actually have no issue with this whatsoever. That's actually very fast for an attack-based champion, and the rest is pretty standard. When you're going to be building your Gnishak Verminlord, 3 stats you need to focus on. 1 is attack. You want his attack really high because bomb damage scales off of attack. 2, Speed, again, you want him placing with his A3. You want him reducing the cooldown with his A2 so that as soon as the enemy team gets to take their first turn after him, they're going to be getting hit by those bombs and they're going to be gone. And then accuracy. Bombs do require accuracy to be placed. So attack, speed, and accuracy. This champ should be going first in the arena. That is what he is best at. So that's all you need to focus on. You do not need to worry about crit rate, crit damage. None of that matters for bomb-based champions, which is really nice because it makes it so much simpler to build them effectively. So now let's talk about the best possible sets you can put on your Gnishak Verminlord for maximum damage in both the arena and in PvE. So being a debuff-based damage dealer, Gnishak has to contend constantly in the arena with polymorphs. So that's always going to be something you're going to be trying to mitigate is polymorphs. So for him, sets like Pinpoint that give you intercept buffs, he's going to be placing 2 bombs per target in the arena, which means up to 8 potential chances to get polymorphed. Intercept is going to help protect you from that so you can get to that second turn and then get to those bombs detonating on the first turn for the enemy. Pinpoint, great option. Feral, another amazing option, gives you accuracy, speed, block debuffs, which is really helpful in case your Gnishak doesn't happen to go first, and also gives you a 50% chance to prevent the placement of sheep through the polymorph blessing. That's the real prize here for the arena specifically. So Pinpoint, Feral, both really good. You can really make an argument for going for one-turn Stoneskin, especially if you're not confident that your team's going to be winning all the speed races. So having something like one-turn Stoneskin, so four pieces of Stoneskin along with either 4 pieces of Perception or Pinpoint or Feral or whatever else it might be that's going to boost your accuracy and your speed. Stoneskin, you can still make an argument for it, but generally if you're going to be going for a champion like Gnishak, you want him going first. You want him placing the bomb debuffs on top of the enemy team's Stoneskin and taking them all out through their Stoneskin. So having it yourself, these are not going to be the best stats for a go first Gnishak, but again, it does have its place in the arena. Now, I already mentioned it just now, but one of the simplest and best sets that you can put on your Gnishak is just going to be Perception. Accuracy, speed, excellent stats for him. He needs both as much as possible in the arena in order to perform the way he should. So Perception is going to be another very accessible and amazing set you could throw on him. 6-piece Perception, no problem with it at all. For PvE, my number one choice would probably be Feral because this gives my allies more damage for every debuff that Gnishak is going to be placing. But again, if I don't have anything else, there is nothing wrong with 6 pieces of Perception for PvE or for the arena. So now let's take a look at how Rocket Sauce has his Gnishak built. So we see this is clearly going to be an arena-focused Gnishak. We've got 6 pieces of Pinpoint, Perception, and then an odd Feral piece just for a little bit more accuracy. All excellent sets, all the top performing sets for this champion. For the individual pieces, he's got Attack on the ring, ideally with Attack Ascension. We have Attack on the Amulet, no need for crit damage on Gnishak. With Attack Ascension, we've got Accuracy with Accuracy on the banner. This can also be Attack if you are not going to be using your Gnishak for the arena and you already have your accuracy requirements met for whatever content you're going to be using him in. 4 gloves, Attack with Attack, that is correct. And then for chestplate, this can either be Accuracy with Attack, or this can be Attack with Accuracy or Accuracy with Accuracy, whatever you need on your Gnishak. And for boots, Speed with Speed is the way to go. You really want your Gnishak to be fast enough to just completely blow through the Stoneskin on the opposing side for the arena. So now let's take a look at the total stats that Rocket Sauce has on his Gnishak here. It's a very strong champion. He's got the 5-star Blessing, Empowerment, Full Faction Guardians. Very, very strong here. Almost 52k HP, 7.2k attack, 3.5k defense, almost 320 speed. Again, crit rate and crit damage do not matter on this champion. And then he's got almost 700 accuracy. Very, very strong. Going to be able to compete in any content in the game at the highest level. For relics on your Gnishak, there's going to be a few different options you can go for, and luckily, one of the best ones that you can go for is a very accessible one, being a rare relic, and that is the Arachne Elixir. As we know, if Gnishak's bombs do get cleansed off, he puts up the poison debuffs, they're protected, and this, for the same reason that Calvalax is so strong, that Nell is so strong in the meta right now, Arachne Elixir just makes poisoners that much more deadly in the arena. This is incredibly strong. This is good on any wave-based content as well. Doom Tower, Curse City, wherever else. Arachne Elixir would probably be my number one choice, given that this is more of an arena-focused champion. So incredibly powerful. Another option, given the fact that he is a debuffer, And this is going to be one that I can't fault you for if you decide to pass up Arachnid Elixir. If you happen to have one of these, is going to be Wand of Submission. Again, you want to make sure that he's not getting polymorphed. You want to make sure he's taking that extra turn after he places his bombs. And Wand of Submission is going to make sure, or at least help make sure, that you're going to be able to get there. Chance to reflect back sheep. So strong for Gnishak, even a go first Gnishak. This is very, very, very powerful on him. For Arena, Wand of Submission or Arachnid Elixir, and my choice for PvE content would either be Arachnid Elixir, or you could make an argument for the Relic Coronet. Again, this increases the wearer's damage by 1% each time they place a debuff. You're going to be placing quite a few debuffs with your Gnishak, so for longer fights, if you're bringing him to places like Hydra or Chimera, then you could potentially go for an Relic Coronet. Once again, attack is the stat we really like. Accuracy is the stat we like as well. So Relic Coronet statted well and good for PvE encounters. But number one choices for me, Arachnid Elixir, Wand of Submission. For blessings on Gnishak, a few different options you can go with. For the Arena, I think having Lethal Dose might be the best option for the same reason that Arachnid Elixir is so powerful. When those bombs detonate or if they're cleansed, having those poison debuffs do that much more damage, and just ensuring the takedown on the target is so powerful. So Lethal Dose would probably be my choice. You can also, of course, make an argument for Polymorph in the Arena. Also very powerful if you are getting a lot of crowd control on your Gnishak for whatever reason. Polymorph can be an option for you. For PvE, given that he is an accuracy-based champion, he's going to be placing Smite. So if you are bringing him into compositions in PvE and you need a Brimstone user, he is going to be an excellent target for that. And then given the fact that he does have AoE and he does have multi-hitters, you can also choose to build him with Cruelty if you want to, specifically looking at PvE. And then, of course, if you are going to be building your Gnishak under Stoneskin, if you're doing a slower Gnishak for whatever reason, then Lightning Cage can be used to help ensure that that Stoneskin stays on and doesn't get stripped off. But if you're going for that pure damage, go first, destroy the enemy team with strong bombs and strong poisons. Lethal Dose is your choice for the Arena. And finally, to round out the build, let's take a look at Masteries viable for Gnishak Verminlord. So Rocket Sauce has decided to go down and pick up the Eagle Eye Tier 6 Mastery in the support tree. That is probably my go-to if I were to be building my Gnishak, especially because I'm going to be wanting to use him in the Arena, being the best bomb champion, best legendary bomb champion in the game. So this is going to be number one choice for most mid-end game accounts for sure, especially if you're not going to be relying on your Gnishak in PvE. I would be going for Eagle Eye. If you are going to be bringing your Gnishak into PvE, then you can, of course, choose to go with something like War Master. Helm Smasher is never going to be useful because you're never going to be building him, or should not be building him with crit and crit damage. But War Master is going to be there for a PvE Gnishak if you need it. And then in terms of the specific masteries and why they're very good, getting some extra accuracy from your Charged Focus, Pinpoint Accuracy, and Swarm Smiter. You're getting a little bit extra stats from Lore of Steel. And then you do want that Master Hexer there, which is going to extend the duration of the poisons that get placed, not the bombs. So that's going to be potentially very useful. And again, Eagle Eye just for more accuracy to ensure that you're going to be landing those debuffs in the Arena. And then going for things like Kill Streak and Whirlwind of Death just make you better the more takedowns that you get. So for the Doom Tower Hard Showcase, we are going in on the 68th floor in this Dark Fey Tower. We have Arbias as our speed lead for that increased attack and increased accuracy, both of which Gnishak loves. We've got Gnishak as our damage dealer, Fady as a reset champ, and we're just going to see what Gnishak can do against these waves. All right, here we go. Gnishak going in with the Banquet, one resisted on the opposing side. No problem. Let's go with the command, lowering those bomb detonation timers. Let's go in with Fady's A2. I don't think we're going to have any trouble here. Everybody on the opposing team going down. And we are so fast that we are taking 2 turns, almost 3 turns for every single one that the enemy team takes. This feels almost like we're on normal. I am not used to this amount of speed on my account. So very, very fast here from Rocket Sauce's account. We didn't even need a reset there. Unbelievable. Okay, here we go. Good damage coming in. Let's get one more Banquet out there. One more command. And that's the other really nice thing about going through the rotation on Gnishak is that because he does take that extra turn, he gets, this is effectively on a 3-turn cooldown instead of just a 4-turn cooldown, which is really, really nice. That's another way that Gnishak differentiates himself from the other bomb champions in the other bomb legendaries, I should say, in Raid Shadow Legends. All right, here we go. Still 1 turn away. No big deal. We are going to outspeed these guys big time. Okay, so we did have the 2 Yoshis going. No problem. There it is. Bombs are out. No resists. Let's lower it. Let's get some hits off on these tanky guys over here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Reset again. I was hoping to get 1 more. All right, we got 1 more at the end. We got 1 more. Let's do lowering a cooldown. Everything ready to go on the opposing side. And that's a lot of bombs going off. 54K per bomb going off on that Yoshi. So much damage coming in from Gnishak. 1.8 million. All you need is for the opposing side to take enough turns, and they're all just going to melt away because of the bomb damage, followed up by that poison debuff damage. So for the first arena showcase in today's video, we're going to be going in against a team featuring Arbiter, Marius, Empress, and Warlord. This is a go first team. I'm counting on our champions to be faster. We've got Arbiter, we've got Mikage, we've got Gnishak as our primary damage dealer, and we've got Donatello as our failsafe. So let's go in on manual and see what we can do. One thing that is really nice about champions like Gnishak right now in the meta, we have turtles running rampant everywhere, and as it so happens, one of the best counters to an all-turtle squad is a strong bomb champion. That was a calculated risk on my part there. I decided to swap forms with Mikage just to put increased accuracy on our Verminlord. Here we go. Bombs placed on everything. 1 resist from the opposing Arbiter, but I do not see her surviving this. 53,000 damage from 1, taken out. So now let's go ahead and reset. We won't even need to. Speed boost. Marius not surviving the damage. Let's see if this Empress can survive. 143,000 damage from those 2 bombs going off, going through the Stoneskin and just melting that Empress. Absolutely no shot right there. 285,000 damage from the Gnishak, completely dismantling that team with the damage. You can see how strong bomb champions are in the arena today. So as I was talking about earlier, turtle squads vulnerable to bomb champions. So let's go in on manual and see how this one works out. Now the one challenge can be if there are champions that are not under Stoneskin. That means that they are there to be damaged so that they can then trigger Leo's A3 passive. So I fear that this might be a situation where Gnishak is just going to end up doing too much damage with the placement of his A3 and A2. So then he's going to then trigger Leo's A3 and he's going to take out our whole team. Hopefully we can survive that kind of a hit. So we'll see. Let's first go in and let's see if we can't. All right. Got the weaken. We've taken away the Stoneskin. Now let's see what happens. I'm so worried. Okay, good. We survived that. That was important. So now all we need to do is get this A2 off. We are probably going to end up losing some champions because of that Leo, but we'll see here. Even if he gets Stoneskin up, not that concerned because those bombs are going to go off. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. We got the Resurrect, and the cascading effect should be happening any second. 1. Come on. 2. Good. I don't want to risk potentially. Oh, we have to hit him. Okay, don't crit. Oh, no. There we go. And now we just have to survive 1 more hit from this Mikey, or just 1 turn. There we go. All right. That one was very close. Again, we don't have a lot of survivability on that team other than Donatello's passive and the revive. But you can see it gets a little bit close, especially with that Leonardo on the other side doing a lot of damage. 280,000 once again from Gnishak. Really strong, though, with the bombs, able to cut through the Stoneskin that Leo places on himself. And as long as Party Dude doesn't activate to get in the way, very, very strong at taking out turtle teams are bomb champions. And for the final arena showcase in today's video, we're going to be going in against a firm go second team. We've got 2 6-star polymorphs on the opposing side. Not what you really want to see with a debuff-based damage dealer, but we're going to hope that the intercept stacks can save us. So let's go ahead and go in not on auto. Let's see what we can do against this Narcissus, Ancora, UDK, and Duchess team. Okay, so we have the Stoneskins up, no block debuffs. Let's increase our speed. We should have been faster. We are faster. Now let's go with Mikage, increase accuracy. We have 1 Stoneskin off. Does not really matter, though. Let's just go ahead and throw out a hit. All right, now Gnishak. Come on, no resists. Perfect. All bombs are on the opposing champions. Reduced. Polymorph was absorbed. Huge hits coming in onto the Ancora, onto the Duchess. The opposing team at this point has no way of recovering. So now let's just hope that this is going to be enough damage to clear this Narcissus. It certainly is over almost 140,000 total damage. Unbelievable how strong it is when you have enough attack built onto your damage dealer, just completely melting champions on the opposing side. So powerful, Gnishak. That time doing over 500,000 damage onto the opposing champions there. So for go second teams like that, they're going to be relying on that polymorph, hoping to get that off onto somebody like a Gnishak. But if he's got the intercept stacks, which he did, which did help him out in that last match, then no hope for them to survive those bombs while Gnishak is up. And there you have it, everybody. The official guide for the best legendary bomb champion in the game, Gnishak Verminlord. If you liked today's video, please consider liking and subscribing for more content like this in the future. Let me know down in the comments below if there's any other champion guides or showcases that you'd like to see. Thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for your time. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.